Okay, well, so apparently I forgot before launching the live stream to update the cover photo and the title. So I will have to do that later, which sometimes it takes 24 hours of processing before I can do that. So that sucks. Oh well, whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. So yeah, the cover photo will be updated. Now, I know that I have a lot of right-wing trolls subscribed on my channel because, for some reason, despite like reiterating over and over again, I've never hid this. I'm pretty far left. I've never made that a secret. But I've explained many times that very stupidly in the beginning of starting to go from doing video game stuff and then wanting to actually talk on subjects, very stupidly falling for what people who called themselves neo-skeptics did. As a result, I made very confusing content, actually. Because you would have a video that would be like, this is very far left, and then you would have another video that's like these dog whistle things that I didn't understand at the time. And the reason why that is a very long, complicated story. I had cut myself off from society for a very long time and lost touch with whatever the world was doing. So I didn't know what was going on. I became very, very confused. And honestly, when I first ran into this neo-skeptic society, this neo-skeptic group on YouTube, I was like, my initial reaction was to think, this sounds like conspiracy shit. And I should have gone with that, because I think my gut on that was right. But I didn't. And I ended up making some really shit content. Like shit that I look back on and regret. But yeah, I have probably some right-wing followers that had subscribed to me because of that. And I think they're finding out just how much of a leftist I am. And I hate saying it because I fucking hate labels. I hate fucking titles. But it is what it is. And being the state of where things are right now, it's just kind of hard to hide your politics anymore, I guess. Things have gotten pretty crazy. So I've noticed that some have dropped off because I think that's because they're realizing, you guys don't know what you want from me. I'm an anarchist, I've never made this a secret. I literally think you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want as long as you're not hurting anybody. Like sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Fuck the system. All it is, all the hierarchy is just a bunch of fucking assholes competing for power. I don't know what to tell you. That's who I was before I started a YouTube channel. Fuck authority. Fuck authority. I've never made that a secret. There was one person one time, a long time ago, when I made a video talking about how the students at Evergreen felt uncomfortable at their school because they were being targeted for harassment. They were being, they were being targeted victims of racism and stuff like that. Not comfortable. And somebody did have the gun, had the wherewithal, and I wish more people would have done it, but I think, why would they? Lolcows and stuff. Somebody put in the comment section, "Don't you get it? You are the SJW." Oh. Well, he was kind of right. So, I'm to my understanding anymore, all SJW means is just that's something that the right wing uses to call people who are on the left leftists. That's all SJW means to me anymore. I don't really think it means fucking shit. It's just a fucking dog whistle. I don't care. Today's articles. I can't believe it. I don't want to be this kind of a YouTuber that's just like, oh, here's news articles, let me read them for you. I don't want to be this. But I need something to do. Trump asks Supreme Court to decide whether he can end birthright citizenship, which the obvious answer is no, you shouldn't be able to do that. It's in the Constitution. Repealing a constitutional amendment, there's a process for it. This is the rules of the United States, guys. You want to follow the rules. But they're your rules. You made them up. The Trump administration asked the Supreme Court on Friday to review the constitutionality of President Donald Trump's executive order seeking to end birthright citizenship, pushing the issue before the justices for the second time this year, despite more than a century of understanding that the 14th Amendment confers citizenship on people born in the United States. And this decision goes back to the 1800s. It's fucking stupid. Why is he just a racist asshole? Trump administration told the Supreme Court in an appeal that notion was mistaken and that the view became persuasive with destructive consequences. The lower court's decision invalidated a policy prime importance to the president and his administration in a manner that undermines our border security, wrote Solicitor General D. John Sauer, the administration's top appellate attorney. Those decisions confer, without lawful justification, the privilege of American citizenship on hundreds of thousands of unqualified people. CNN reviewed a copy of the appeal, which has not yet been docketed at the High Court, while the Supreme Court handed down an important decision in June that dealt with birthright citizenship. The case was technically focused on a more procedural question of how much power lower courts had to stop a policy implemented by a president. A 6-3 majority of the court essentially limited, but did not completely rule out, the power of courts to block those policies. That decision sent states and individuals who were challenging Trump's birthright order scrambling. Okay, yeah. But is he going to do it? The administration has long expressed confidence that the High Court would approve Trump's policy, but it's not entirely clear whether 4 justices will ultimately vote in favor of hearing the cases as is required. At issue are several lower court rulings. This feels like a fluff piece, to be honest with you. We all know this is going on. The administration has in recent weeks appealed the ruling from New Hampshire to a Boston-based federal appeals court, but the intermediate court has not yet had a chance to weigh in on the matter. This executive order is illegal, full stop, and no amount of maneuvering from the administration is going to change that, said Cody Wolfsey, an ACLU attorney who argued the New Hampshire case. We will continue to ensure that no baby's citizenship is ever stripped away by this cruel and senseless order. Signed by Trump January 20th, so we're talking about something that happened on January 20th that we all know about. They talk about the case from 1868. Going back to July, nothing new. This is a fluff piece. Fuck you, CNN. Fuck you. Okay, so, like, basically, fuck you, CNN. Like, fucking CNN. You're, the article title just says it all. Like, it's just going over a bunch of old shit that everybody already knows. The only thing that's different is Trump is asking the Supreme Court to decide whether or not he can end birthright citizenship. That's the only new reporting on that. Okay, fuck you, CNN. Moving on. I love the Associated Press. They're actually really fair and balanced and do honest journalism. One of the few left that do it. FBI fires agents photographed kneeling during 2020 racial justice protests. So we're losing more FBI people. Like, Kash Patel lays off thousands and, like, just tons of seasoned FBI workers. Now, am I a person that has ever trusted or puts trust in the judicial system and law enforcement? No. I'm a fuck the system kind of guy. There are very, 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 very rare instances where I would ever consider going anywhere near law enforcement. And those are very, 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 very extreme and instances that don't happen a lot. You're talking about, like, the worst crimes you can do. You're talking about, like, people in danger. Okay, I don't care what you're doing. If you're not hurting anybody, I don't care what you're doing. It's not my business. I don't care. I hate law. I hate it. But what Kash Patel is doing, I can say this. The FBI was at least functional at what it was doing. Professional at what it was doing. Today, it can't even get shit right. We come to find out, too, like, there's a new article out that the whole, like, anti-ICE, like, honestly, TJ Kirk, formerly known as the Amazing Atheist, now known as Into the Fray for some reason. When he switched to Into the Fray, I think his content sucked. But he released a video the other day. It's really long. It's almost like a video essay. I'm like, I've never seen TJ Kirk do a video essay before. This is new. It's the best piece of content I've seen from him in a long time. Because he goes through this very, very, very meticulously on how fucking goddamn stupid you would have to be. Like, how fucking, like, your brain is just fucking liquid to believe that that kid who shot at the ICE facility was somehow a leftist. He did a really good job at it. But he also brought up an article of like, oh, guess what? Because we're making things about, instead of establishing motive, which is what law enforcement is supposed to do, just because I don't like law enforcement doesn't mean I know what they do. That's what they're supposed to do. Establish motive. Are they insane? Are they a sociopath? Is it like, was it for life insurance? You have to establish the motive. And they're not doing that. They're just like, it was the left. Every single time, it was the left. 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 Yeah. No, guess what? People, because that's what we're doing now. Every time there's a thing that happens, what's their political affiliation? Which is fucking dumb. That's not a functional law enforcement that looks at a crime and says, how did they vote, though? That's the most important question. No, it's not. Motive is a good question. Fingerprints is a good question. Video is a good question. Evidence. Let's take evidence. Well, no, we're not doing that. How are they registered to vote? This is why it's a fucking shit show. And then they turn around and they try to spin this of like, you're being divisive. It's like, you're the ones that are sitting there going, how did they vote? You're the ones not looking for the fucking motive. Kash Patel. You're the one that's not looking for fucking evidence. You're the one that's first to come out there and goes, are they they must be a registered they must be a registered Democrat, which means they're automatically leftist. And anyone on the fucking left can tell you, leftists don't like fucking Democrats. We fucking hate them. So I don't. This is such a fucking crap thing. But anyway, because this is the state that we're in, where everybody's got to know everybody's political affiliation all the time. We don't get to be individuals anymore and just be fucking human beings and people. No. We have to be a cult of personality constantly defined by our political leanings. Fantastic. Anyway, we come to find out. The guy who did that, the kid who did that, no, super fucking ultra conservative. Yep. Accelerationism. That's the other thing. Do you think the left doesn't know about accelerationism? Because we do. Yeah, we know what that is. Yeah, fantastic. So, there's an article about this. There's an article. I should find it. 1 second. I'm going to try to find this article. Now I'm curious. Did I hit the right scene? I'm trying to see if it hit the right scene. Oh, I don't think it did. I think that's the right one. Nope. Such a fucking bitch. I'm just... Okay. Finally. Fucking live streaming. I want to get back to doing other shit. Oh, well, of course that one just doesn't work. Whatever. Fuck, what was his name? Jared. Was it Jared? No. Josh. Nice. what's his name? What is this? There. Is that... Here we go. Here we go. This is it. Okay. Fucking goddamn this. Okay, cool. Now it's going. 29-year-old man killed and gunned himself, law enforcement. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, this guy he's far right, turns out. So, don't know what to tell you. Anyway, take that for what it is. He's far right. Sorry. Not sorry. I mean, you know how many times this has happened? Where some accelerationist has tried to do something. I mean, and we're able to find it. You're living in the days of the internet. The internet does not forget shit. Okay? I think we should all know that. But anyway, Kash Patel's fucking FBI is not functional. They're not taking fingerprints. They're not looking at evidence. They're not taking down videos. They're not looking for pictures. They're not coming through social media. They're not looking at shit. And now he's going to lay off more people because they have a political standing on something. Because now we all got to have an identity around our political leanings. We can't just be human beings. We all have to be defined by our politics. So, you know, I'm not a jinx that's into goth and punk and anti-establishment and likes to have fun and sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And so, nope. I'm just a leftist. That's it. Yeah, so FBI fired agents who were photographed kneeling during a racial justice protest in Washington that followed the 2020 death of George Floyd. So all those people who were like, I feel that was an injustice. And you know what is really fucking stupid? You could feel that was injustice and still have voted Republican. You could. Yeah, that's possible. Not anymore. Everything's so fractionalized. Not anymore. Nope. The Bureau last spring had reassigned the agents, but has since fired them. Said the people who insisted on anonymity to discuss personal matters within the Associated Press. The number of FBI employees terminated was not immediately clear, but 2 people said it was roughly 20. The photographs at issue showed a group of agents taking the knee during one of the demonstrations following the May 2020 killing of Floyd, a death that led to a national reckoning over police and policing and racial injustice, and sparking widespread anger after millions of people saw video of the arrest. The kneeling had angered some of the FBI, but was also understood as a possible de-escalation tactic during a period of protests. So they may not have even been doing it for political reasons. They may have been doing it as a political tactic of de-escalation, and they're still getting fired because Kash Patel is super smart. The FBI Agents Association confirmed in a statement late Friday. That was sarcasm, if you couldn't tell. I just want to make that very fucking clear. I find all of this so fucking goddamn stupid. The FBI Agents Associated confirmed in a statement late Friday that more than a dozen agents had been fired, including military veterans, with additional statutory protections, and condemned the move as unlawful. It called on Congress to investigate and said the firings were another indication of FBI Director Kash Patel's disregard for the legal rights of the Bureau. And not just that. In my opinion, the ability for the FBI to do its fucking job. We have a podcaster in charge of the FBI. A podcaster. A podcaster. Just let that sink in. Can you imagine me, head of the FBI? Do you want that? Like, if you're concerned about the nation's security, as nationalists tend to be, because you're a bunch of authoritarian little whiny shitheads, you want more law. You want authoritarianism. I don't understand that. That's puke. But would you want me, even if you're a leftist, you know, you're moderate or whatever, would you want me to be in charge of the FBI? I don't think you would want that. I wouldn't even know the first thing to do. At least I'm honest about that. I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This is crazy. So, the FBI is going to become more dysfunctional, which, I mean, if you're not a law-abiding citizen, this is fantastic. And because Kash Patel, super fucking smart guy, he's going to follow the money, which means you can sit there and do things and say things, like, if you mix bleach and ammonia and put it in a glass bottle and you throw it on the ground at a problem, don't do that. I'm just joking. Don't do that. Don't do that. And there's more things I could say that are bigger federal crimes than that. Compressed gas, nail guns. If you're following money, Don't do that, by the way. That is seriously a fucking federal crime, what I just said. Don't do anything. Don't look at you will be on a watch list. Don't do it. If you're following the money, you're not going to find anybody talking about that, because you can do that without money. You can just steal the shit. Again, I'm just joking, JK, that's what the right wing does. Just kidding, Trump was just kidding about hurting a bunch of people. We're just kidding. It's just a joke. Come on, it's just a joke, bro. Calm down. But, if you're following money and somebody is radical enough to start explaining that kind of, how to do that kind of thing, you're not going to find them. You're not going to find them. He's completely ineffective. So right now is a good time to be a drug user. If you're a drug user, I mean, what are they going to do? Kash Patel, too worried. Like, how did you vote? I voted Republican. Okay, continue. Just tell them you voted Republican. Just tell them that. You don't have to be a registered Republican or vote MAGA or anything. You be like staunch leftist. Just tell them you did. Just tell them. And they'll leave you alone. You can continue doing your drugs. Drop some acid, eat some shrooms, do some opiates. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it is that you do. I don't trust CBS. This has been a compromised news source. They bent the knee to Trump, so it's very well that they could be coming state-ran propaganda like Fox. That just I mean, if you watch right-wing media, it's not just biased. They're literally just fucking lying now. What is this? Judge who reviewed Comey and indictment confused by prosecutors' handling of the case. And see, this is what happened the last time they did this. This is what happened last time they tried to indict Comey. There's no fucking case. And I'm guessing this is what it's going to say, but I don't trust this news outlet. They're probably going to make a case that there is a case and there isn't. I don't know. Let's see the mental gymnastics that they do. U.S. Magistrate Judge Lindsay Valla expressed confusion and surprise at some points during the 7-minute court session when a federal grand jury impaneled in Alexandria, Virginia, returned the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey Thursday night. According to the transcript of the proceedings obtained by CBS News, Judge Valla asked the newly named interim U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan, a former Trump personal lawyer, why there were two versions of the indictment. A majority of the grand jury that reviewed the Comey matter voted not to charge him with one of the 3 counts presented by prosecutors, according to a form that was signed by the grand jury's foreperson and filed in court. He was indicted on 2 other counts, making false statements to Congress and obstructing congressional proceedings. That's Trump's claim, is that he was making false statements under oath. After 14 and 23 jurors voted in favor of them, the foreperson told the judge, but 2 versions of the indictment were published on the case docket, one with the dropped 3rd count and one without. This transcript reveals why this occurred. So this has never happened before. I've been handed 2 documents that are in the Mr. Comey case that are inconsistent with one another, Valla said to... Okay. There seems to be a discrepancy. They are both signed by grand jury foreperson. What the fuck? So she's saying... we should just rename the United States to Candyland. Just call it Candyland. She's saying that from one court, the jury came to a conclusion, and she's got 2 different pieces of paper about the jury's conclusion that come to a different result. That shouldn't... That tells you right there. Somebody's rigging shit. Somebody's rigging shit. That shouldn't happen. That's not a thing. That's like a judge finding paperwork in someone's case where the person was found not guilty but sentenced anyway, and then finding a document that says the jury found them guilty, and another document finding that the jury said that they were guilty, signed by the same person. That just doesn't exist. And she noted that unless there's foul play going on. And she noted that the document did not clearly indicate what the grand jury had decided. The one that says it's failure to concur in an indictment, it doesn't say with respect to one count, Vala said. It looks like they failed to concur across all 3 counts. So I'm a little confused as to, we're all confused, as to why I was handed 2 things with the same case number that are inconsistent. We are in a banana republic. Welcome to the banana republic. Welcome to Candyland. ICE agent drops gun and levels it at shock rush hour crowd. Mm-hmm. Okay, so she continues on. So I only reviewed the one with the 2 counts that our officer redrafted when we found out about the 2 counts that were true billed, and I signed that one. I did not see the other one. I don't know where that came from. You didn't see it, and she said, I did not see that one. This is crazy. How does this sum up? Fuck Dr. Oz. Fucking TV personality, pop culture shit. Our country is being ran by pop culture celebrities. Isn't that fun? Welcome to Candyland. The former head of the office, Eric Siebert, announced his resignation on Friday. I saw an article about that, actually. He walked out as soon as he was handed this Comey case. He said, "No, fuck it, I'm out," and left a note saying, "There's no case here." Following worries among his staff, he could be fired for failing to criminally charge another Trump adversary. New York Attorney General Letitia James, a day later, Mr. Trump announced Siebert had been fired and posted a message suggesting Attorney General Pam Bondi should look into Comey, James, and a third longtime Trump foil, Democratic Senator Adam Schiff of California. Before Comey was indicted, staff at the U.S. Attorney's Office circulated a memo that argued charges could not be brought against the former FBI director. A Justice Department source familiar with the matter told CBS News. CBS isn't reporting the full story here. They're becoming compromised. There was a note. He left a note saying that there's no fucking case, and they're not saying that that's what the piece of paper said. They're not reporting it properly. Cute. Attorney General Pam Bondi praised Halligan in a post X Friday, writing, "She did an outstanding job." That's fantastic. Okay. This one I picked, I'm not going to read this. This is a 16 fucking minute read. I don't have time for that. But the reason I chose this article is because this is particularly an important issue to me. And it's not just taking place in Oregon. This is taking place across the United States. And it is a big fucking problem. And it's scary. With the housing crash that's going on, people losing jobs, and how expensive everything is becoming, rent rates going up, monopolization, RealPage has been taking over the rent market of apartment complexes, which is their price fixing. So none of the apartments are competing on prices. They're not like even if you're pro capitalism, that is not capitalistic. That is against your own fucking rules if you're pro capitalism to price fix. That's basically like racketeering. It's like mob stuff. Like, like you're turning rent into a form of extortion. And I mean, I've experienced that myself, where they're like, oh, pay us this random fee that we don't know where it came from, just pay it because you'll lose your home. And it's cheaper to pay us this extortion fee that we came up with than hold us legally accountable to your state's law. They're literally fucking doing this. And it's coming from RealPage. Because RealPage, like, they're making more money. 20%, they're making off of 20% tenancy. They're making more profit off of 20% tenancy than they were a full tenancy at their previous rates. So they have no incentive to fill these units up. They have an incentive to keep them empty because that artificially inflates the cost of the units. And so they're just skyrocketing rents through the fucking roof. Through the goddamn roof to where nobody can afford them. 70% of people's incomes are going just to keeping a roof over their head. And property taxes keep increasing for homeowners, pushing them out of their homes. And then you got, the vacant homes that they leave behind, which private equity firms are sweeping in, buying those up. They are not flipping them and selling them. They are renting them out, and they are renting them at very, very, very high cost with like basically, like, if you are renting these days, you have all the responsibilities of ownership with no ownership. You are responsible for carpet, walls, ceiling, just fucking everything. But you'll never own it. You have to pay for everything, and you don't own it. So that's housing, that's apartments. Then you have the trailer home communities. Another real estate firm is going through sweeping up through subsidiaries. So it looks like it's different companies, but it's not different companies. It's all one companies. They're sweeping through, buying up all the trailer home communities, which is like the last bastion of, like, if you can't afford a house, you go to rent a house. If you can't rent a house, you go to rent an apartment. If you can't rent an apartment, you go to trailer home. They swept through the trailer homes. It is now more expensive to lot rent on trailer and trailer park communities than it is to rent a fucking apartment. They have increased the lot rent rates at these trailer house communities. And in rural areas, they are seeing rent rates that they have never fucking seen before. This is not normal. These are rent rates that you see in major cities. And they're getting rent rates of like $3,000 a month. In rural Maine, $3,000 fucking dollars a month in rural Maine for a monthly lot rent. So that does not count the cost of the actual trailer itself and the repairs that go along with it. So there's a lot of people. So I'm basically just giving you the run of what this article is going to talk about. It's in the description, so you are free to read it, but I already know what it's about. A lot of Gen Z, a lot of young people, they've turned to living in RVs. If they can't stay in their parents' basement, and these are people with degrees, good degrees, that should be able to afford housing, so on and so forth. Some people working 3 jobs, they're doing what they're supposed to do. All the stuff that we're told that these assholes are like, just never sleep and work all the fucking time, which is not appropriate. I don't think that's the correct answer. If you have to not ever sleep and work literally 24/7, that is not a shortcoming on the person. That is a problem with the system itself. And it's bullshit. To rural Americans that talk about this stuff, you want to know why you're being priced out, why these big companies are coming and buying your shit up. This is what's happening. This is what is fucking happening. And so as a result, a lot of young people graduating, getting into the job market, if they don't have a parent that allows them to stay with them, RV. And now that Trump has made being homeless illegal in the states that are enforcing that, they consider RV living to be homeless. And people are losing their RVs and all their stuff. And RV has become the last bastion of fucking living now, because everything else has gotten too fucking goddamn expensive. And so this is becoming a thing. RV living communities, because people cannot afford houses. They can't afford rent. They can't afford apartment rent. They can't. This is going to become the norm. See, initially Williams planned to use $100,000 from the sale of her house to buy another home, but as she looked, prices began to soar. Since July 2020, home prices in the Chattanooga metro area have increased by nearly 50% to an average of $325,000, while rents are up 40%. Here where I live in the KC metro area, they're up 51% to an average of $1,534 a month, according to Zillow. This is a big problem to me. We're not going to have anywhere to live. And especially if they're going to consider RV living to be homeless. Like, if you think that this administration cares about the little guy, the people in rural areas, the poor people, blah, blah. No. This is your future. Because of what Trump is doing. This is your future. You know how to solve this? You would have to seriously crack down and put rent controls in place. You would have to come in and this, if you're a capitalist, this is going to piss you off. But if you want control over this, if you don't want everybody living in RVs and then we are all going to just live in prison because that's illegal and because it's homelessness, according to fucking dipshit, the orange fuck, guess what? You'd have to come in, you would have to have a socialist come in and say, hey, rent companies that own rental property, you cannot charge over the amount that, like, you cannot make over 10% in profit. If you make over 10% in profit, the extra assets will be seized by the IRS and then put into social safety nets to help house people. Or you can reinvest the money back into your company by giving your people raises or reducing the cost of your housing. Fixed. But we're not going to do that. Nope. Because people are scared of socialism. They're scared of it. So it's not going to happen. This is just going to continue going on. More and more Americans are going to be disaffected, disenfranchised, and this is going to become the norm. It's already becoming the norm. Go read this article. This is something I've known about for a long time, and I'm very concerned about Gen Z. I don't know what the Gen Z and Gen Alpha, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. I mean, you've got apartments going up so high in rent. You do not, like, I don't know how to hammer this home. This is fucked up. $50,000 a year is not enough to get a one-bedroom apartment anymore. $50,000 a year is living on the street poverty. That pisses me off. That shouldn't be. $50,000 a year is living in a cardboard box on the fucking street poverty. $50,000 a year. You won't even be able to get this shit. Look how much she spent. $100,000? $100,000? You don't spend $100,000 on an RV. You don't spend $100,000. You can't sell. You're not going to have $100,000 if you make $50,000 a year, because you're spending like 70% of your fucking income just keeping a roof over your head, let alone food, electricity, water, and trash. Fuck healthcare. It's getting to a point where it's like, you can afford a doctor, you must be rich. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. And it's we just keep consolidating power, keep consolidating, keep giving power and money to the overlords, to the big people, to the domineers. Keep giving it to them because yay capitalism and stuff and things. See, I don't see anything wrong with living like this. I don't see anything wrong with having a simple fucking life. It's about security. Security and stability is what I think is important with housing. Yeah. So if you want to read the article, this is something I've known about for a long time. And I'm really worried about it. I'm really worried about what Gen Z and Gen Alpha is going to do. Because oligarchy, theocracy, monarchy, just raw capitalism, unregulated capitalism. It's not going to address this issue. It's just going to keep consolidating the power at the very, 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 very top, where they want more monopolies, more consolidation, more money. They want perpetual profit growth, regardless of the fact that they've plateaued in sales and transactions, which means they can't get more profit growth unless they fuck us over. That's the only way it happens. It's a self-destructive mechanism. And the antidote to it is socialism. And if you don't like that response, I don't know what to tell you. Fuck you. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. What else are you going to do? This is where we're at. RV living. This is a thing now. And like I said, the Trump administration considers this homelessness, and you will be arrested and have your RV towed and all your shit thrown out on the curb by the Trump administration. There's videos of it. You can go and look at them. You can go and fucking look at them. It fucking pisses me off. This pisses me off. That this is what this country is doing to people. All because you're afraid of socialism. Most people who are afraid of socialism, they don't even know why. They don't even know why they're afraid of it. They don't even know what it is. They couldn't define what it is. It's like, what is socialism? Do you even know what that is? They think it's authoritarian. It's like, oh, you think it's a... Nope. You don't know what it is then. We're fucked. We're fucked. Because that's what Trump is doing. He's pulling, like, he's basically doing, like, massive, like, ultra capitalism. Like, fucking crazy capitalism, mind-blowing capitalism. Basically, deregulate. Businesses, do whatever the fuck you want. No consumer right protections. Seriously, no fucking consumer right protections. None. These companies can do whatever the fuck they want to you, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Nothing. Nothing. The law is not on your side. It's on theirs. You're fucked. This is where we're at. I'm sorry. This one really fucking pisses me off. Fucking goddamn it. Anyway. I'm gonna do it this way because it's being a little bitch. There we go. So yeah, that one really fucking irritates me. That particular issue. It does. What they are. If you live in a rural area, it's not just happening to you. It's happening in the cities too, to the homeless. It's fucking sick. Like, we're all victims here of the system. Every single one of us have all been fucked. All of us. And for those of you on the right, I hate to tell you, Trump played you like a heart from hell. He did. He's like Danny DeVito's fucking penguin character in Batman Returns. No lie. No lie. We're fucked. We're fucked. Welcome to hell. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, though. The intro and outro song that I've been playing on this particular one, and I will fix the links in description, all that. I will fix the cover photo when I can, and the title. I forgot to do that before live streaming. Oopsie. Outro, intro song I made called Collectivism. Because, you know, we live in a post-truth world, and it's fun. And this particular version, I call it the acoustic reverb mix because I reverbed the acoustic guitar track that I played. You're welcome. And after it's done playing, the stream is going to end. So, you know, like, share, subscribe, and comment and all that stuff if you want. Bye-bye.
Yeah.